I used to really care what people thought about me to the point where it consumed me, to the point where I couldn't even do what I wanted to do until I got approval from everyone around me to make sure that what I was doing was a good idea or a smart idea. If you're new to the channel, hello, my name is Jasmine, and in this video I want to talk to you guys about the things that I started doing to overcome caring what people think, because I think a lot of people struggle with it. I used to, and that's normal, but what I need you guys to understand is that in order to actually live the life you want to live, you have to accept the fact that people are going to judge you. It doesn't matter what you got going on. People are going to judge you. You could be giving food to the homeless and people are still going to judge you. So there's no sense in you continuing to live your life to appease other people, okay? And just so you guys know, I am 35 years old, so I have some experience in this department. The very first thing that I want to say when it came to caring what people think was because I was very insecure, right? I never followed through with any of the promises that I made to myself. I had goal after goal, like I wanted to lose weight. I wanted to, at that time, go and get my master's. I wanted to start a business. Like I had all these goals and things, but I hadn't accomplished any of them because back then I was just in a really dark place. I was very depressed. And this is like my early 20s, mid 20s era. I didn't start phasing out of this until I was like 29-ish. But back then I was just very lost. I didn't think highly of myself. I used to think I was an ugly person. I just had a lot of internal problems going on, right? And again, people who care what people think, most of the time it's because of insecurities. It's because you don't believe that you're enough to make your own decisions. You don't believe that you're smart enough to guide yourself on a good path or to make the right decision without, something bad happening. You don't have that self-trust yet. But the reason why you don't have that self-trust is because you don't follow through with none of the promises that you make to yourself. What I want us to get into the habit of is when you guys watch my videos, I want you to actually do what we talk about, okay? Because you can bounce from one YouTube video to another, to another, to another. But at the end of the day, if you don't actually do the things, meaning if you don't get off of this app and go use these tools in the real world, then you're still going to care what people think. We have to execute, okay? So in order to get out of caring deeply about what people think and letting it affect you, you have to start showing up for yourself. You have to commit to the promise that you made to yourself. So if you told yourself 2026 is going to be your year, you were going to start exercising, you were going to start eating clean, well then do it. Because every time that you don't, all you're doing is slowly eroding at your confidence. You no longer believe in yourself. You no longer trust yourself. Think of it like this. Let's say you met a man and he was your type times 10. So for me, chocolate, okay? I love me a chocolate man. And let's say that y'all exchange phone numbers and he says he's gonna call you tonight. You're like, all right, cool. Tonight rolls around, he don't call you. You're like, okay. I mean, you're not pressed, but you're definitely taking notes and you're storing it. You're like, okay, whatever. So the next day comes around and he texts you and he's like, oh, my bad. I didn't get a chance to call you because I got hung up doing this. You're probably not going to be mad. You're probably just like, oh, okay, But then he's like, I'm going to call you tonight, though, for sure. And you're like, all right, cool. Tonight rolls around. He still didn't call you. Okay, now you're just like, all right, this man playing games. Like, I can't take him seriously. He's not following through on the promise that he made, which was he was going to call you. And so now if you are a discerning woman, you're going to recognize the pattern. You're going to realize, okay, he's just not someone that I can trust, because if he lies about this, who knows what else he's going to lie about, right? If he can't prioritize this, then I know for a fact in the future he's not going to be able to prioritize X, Y, Z, right? You start to pick up on these subtle signs. Well, what do you think is happening when you break the promises that you make to yourself? You are subconsciously doing the same exact thing. Same thing. You have to start keeping those promises you made to yourself. That's the only way you're going to get out of the mind frame of, oh, I care so much about what people think. Because when you start showing up for yourself, when you start putting one foot in front of the other, when you close these apps and actually execute the thing, whatever the thing is, you're going to start to feel better about yourself. You're going to have this new energy on you because now you're starting to feel proud of yourself. It feels good to check something off of your list of to-dos, right? It feels good. And even if you were scared to do something, you got it done. Like, those things feel good. And now that you are starting starting to feel good about yourself, you're going to slowly stop caring what other people have to say about you because you love how the things that you're doing makes you feel about you and how it makes you think of you. Okay, so it's a non-negotiable. Stop breaking the promises that you make to yourself, and I promise you over time, you will stop caring what other people think. The next thing that I had to do to get out of that mindset is I had to understand we're all just trying to figure out life, okay? Nobody has the blueprint. Every single person has only lived life one time. And we're all just doing the best that we can do with the information and with the tools that we have in our toolbox at that time, okay? You're not going to learn anything unless you make mistakes. The mistakes, and again, yeah, you can listen to certain things to not make big mistakes, right? But at the end of the day, you're gonna make mistakes, just like other people are gonna make mistakes. Nobody has the right answers, okay? Everyone is just figuring this out as they go. And a lot of times what people do is they just project their own insecurities onto you. So maybe you do want to be a content creator, but your friends around you are telling you, oh, you shouldn't do that, right? And this is all from personal experience. Oh, you shouldn't do that because what if this, what if that? No, those are just insecurities that they have within themselves, because nothing that they were telling me wasn't something that, one, I didn't already know. And then two, at the end of the day, it's my life. They can tell me what they want to say, but at the end of the day, if this is something that I want to do, then I'm going to do it. If I make a mistake and I realize 2 years later down the line that it wasn't the best thing to do, okay, well then I'm going to just take that L and keep moving forward. I'm not going to let my life go on freeze because I made a mistake. You guys, no one has the answers. I don't have the answers. Nobody has the answers. Everyone is just figuring this out. Everything that I talk to you guys about is just things that I've experienced and what I've learned from those experiences. But at the end of the day, I'm not an expert. Like, I don't know. Like, they don't know. So, and that's okay. You don't know. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. So again, people are just projecting. And it's not malicious, okay? It's not on some, let me project my insecurities onto her so she can feel bad about herself. Okay, it's not like that. I don't think. I would hope not, right? I don't even think most people are self-aware enough to realize what they're doing. But just understand it's a projection. And it's just their opinion. And you don't have to accept their opinion as truth, right? There are people in this country who think black people are bad, right? Okay, I don't think I'm bad. I don't think my race is bad. So why would I allow those people's opinions of me make me feel less about myself? It's just their opinion. And they can have that. If that's how they want to walk around in life thinking that one race is bad, then let them. Just let them. That has nothing to do with me and my world, my household, my money, my goals, okay? There were so many people who thought me doing OnlyFans was a stupid idea and that I shouldn't do it, right? Fine. They're allowed to have that opinion. Like, I can't take that opinion from them. They are allowed to feel the way they want to feel. But for me, doing OnlyFans, and I made a video about it, was the best thing I ever did for my life. The solitude that I was able to find, the peace I was able to find, the money I was able to make, the freedom I was able to build. I don't regret not one piece of content that I ever created. Not one, because it got me to the life that I've always wanted for myself, okay? So people are going to have their opinions. There's no right or wrong. It's just their opinion. They are allowed to feel the way they want to feel, just like you're allowed to feel the way you want to feel. But stopping yourself from doing the things that you really want to do because you care more about their peace, about what you're doing with your life than you, that's crazy. That is crazy. They don't know. They can't predict the future. They can give you their opinion if you're willing to sit there and listen to it. And then you just move forward. You just move forward. But just remember, it's just their opinion. It's just how they think. And most of the time, unless it's like your parents and they were like really healthy parents to you, it was a very stable household, most of the time, you guys, these people are just projecting their own insecurities onto you. And your parents could be doing that too. So I just feel like people's opinions just one big old insecurity, one big old projection in some way, shape, or form, okay? But you live your life. And then the last thing that I would say when it comes to stopping caring what people think of you is just understanding why you're doing what you're doing in the first place. Like, I never want us to just kind of like go through the motions. I do want you to have some type of understanding as to why you're doing this. Like, you have to think about what it is that you're doing and determine if this is going to be best for you in your life and the goals that you have for yourself. So for instance, when it came to me quitting my 9 to 5 and starting my OnlyFans back during COVID, I had to ask myself, okay, why am I doing this? What am I trying to achieve here? Am I going to make sure that I only do the things that make me comfortable, right? You have to understand why you're doing what you're doing. And if the good outweighs the bad, then you already have your answer. If the good outweighs the bad, then you already have your answer. And as you're listing the things out as for why you're doing what you're doing, do it by yourself. You don't need people in your ear telling you, make sure you write that down. Don't forget about this con. Don't forget about this. No, do it by yourself. Do it when you have a clear head. You're not anxious about anything. You're not stressed about anything. You're not sad about anything. I want you to have a clear mind when you start listing out the pros and cons of whatever decision you're trying to make, and if you should care what people think. And if the good outweighs the bad, then that's your answer. And it's the good for you, okay? Not the good for someone else. What is the good for you? What is the pro for you? What is the con for you, okay? And a lot of times the fear that we have of people not even accepting what we're about to do, whatever choice we're trying to make, it's just fear. Most of the time, you guys, people don't really care that deeply about you. People are living their own lives. Like, they might care for 5 minutes. Shit, they may sit there and talk about you for a whole hour. But at the end of the day, they still got to go home and pay their rent. At the end of the day, they still got to go take care of their kids. At the end of the day, they still have to live their life. We all have problems. Like, people, I really doubt people are thinking about you and your decisions all day, every day, for years upon years upon years. People are so fickle, and they may not be okay with it today, but they'll be okay with it 6 months from now. The people who didn't support me when I first started my OnlyFans, they support me now. It is what it is. It is what it is. Again, people don't know. The reason why people didn't support the OnlyFans was because they heard all these horrible things. Those opinions that they had about OnlyFans, those weren't even their own. That was something that they got off of social media. Okay, so that's why I keep telling you, people's opinions is just projections. Like, that's all it is, and you're allowing your life to stop over someone else's projection. Make it make sense. All right, you guys, make sure you leave a comment down below. Let me know, are you struggling with caring what people think? And if so, which one of these tips are you going to start using, executing, to slowly get yourself out of that trap? Also, you guys, make sure you guys join the Patreon. The link is in the description down below. Subscribe to the channel, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.